What's going on, crypto cousins? It's your Bitcoin baby daddy here with another episode of Crypto and Culture. Today, if you didn't already know, well, you don't know because I'm introducing them right now. But today I have Alex from Lolli. Try Lolli if you didn't know on Twitter. And we're going to go ahead and get into the Lolli app, how to use it, why he chose to build this network, and, just more about himself and the company. So just hold on tight and let's get into this intro. What's up, y'all? It's Crypto Kenzie, man. Man, y'all already know what time it is. It's time for Crypto and Culture. Let's go. All right, guys, so we're back. So, Alex, how are you doing today, man?
I'm doing good. Thanks for having me on.
Oh, no, thank you for joining me. So tell me a little bit more about your background. Tell me how you got into the crypto space. But first, just tell me more about your background, because before we were talking about how you're from South Carolina.
North Carolina.
Ooh, I fucked that up already. But go ahead and tell me about it.
Get better of the Carolinas. No offense to South Carolina.
Okay.
I'm born and raised in North Carolina. I live in New York now. And basically, started Lolli about a year and a half ago with the idea of distributing Bitcoin to more people. So we kept thinking, how do you give Bitcoin to more people? It's very difficult for people to get into mining. A lot of people are not investors. So how do you make Bitcoin more accessible to all? And we kept coming back to this idea of Bitcoin cash, but for cash back. So, or Ebates, but for Bitcoin. So an interesting story I think about me and my team is we started a company about 8 years ago, and that was ultimately acquired by Ebates. So we worked there for about a year before we parted ways, and we got to learn the reward space really well. During building our last company, we kept thinking about Bitcoin. We all learned about Bitcoin. We had a whole Slack channel. We were really interested in it, and I kept looking at it through the lens of payments, and I wasn't really convinced that the first mainstream adoption of Bitcoin was going to come through payments, because it is a store of value and people don't necessarily want to spend it. So how do you get it in the hands of more people? When I kept looking, with the last company, we powered a lot of rewards companies. We powered a lot of e-commerce companies, and we worked with just about every retailer in North America at some point. And I kept thinking of coming back to this idea is Ebates is an incredible business, cashback businesses people love, and it's such an easy way to distribute cash to people. So why don't we just do it for Bitcoin and get Bitcoin in the hands of more people? So a year and a half ago, we got the team back together, same team, similar dream of democratization of commerce, and we launched Lolli. And so far, it's been good.
Hey, you guys been, what is it, a year and a quarter, I believe now?
Yeah, good memory.
Oh yeah, I told you I've been watching the reviews.
Yeah, appreciate that.
Oh yeah, no worries. But yeah, so you're talking about Ebates, and then just what deterred you from not doing your own coin? Because everyone wants to do their own coin, and what deterred you not from doing that?
I think that's the short-term approach, and I think that's sort of the easy answer of. I think a lot of businesses that have come out over the last few years are how do we replace Bitcoin? How do we build a better Bitcoin? But there isn't a better Bitcoin. Bitcoin is the best store of value. It's the best, most sound money there is, and it is the future of it's already gotten to the point where it has reached sort of the pervasiveness of the technology that it would be extremely difficult to disrupt. I'm just, I looked at okay, what would it look like? Could we build something better? But ultimately, I just kept coming back to this idea that it's not about the short term. It's not a short win. It's not creating your own coin and making a lot of money. It's about the principles of Bitcoin that are the most important thing, in my opinion. And that's the thing that we need to distribute to more people. So for our model to work, we don't actually need to create our own coin. We have an existing business model that works really well. We partner with merchants.
Right.
The merchants pay us when our users shop the site.
Right.
And then we send that money in Bitcoin to people's Lolli wallets. So the merchants are paying us. We don't sell anyone's data. We're never going to be in the business of selling data. It has nothing to do with our business model. Okay. And we're totally in the business of partnering with merchants. So I think a lot of things, a big thing that a lot of people don't realize is that Lolli is just as much on the forefront of merchant adoption for Bitcoin as we are on the consumer front of adoption. How do we get the most Fortune 1,000 merchants adopting Bitcoin as a rewards mechanism, even before they adopt it as a payment mechanism? And so we just passed 950 merchants on the platform so far, and we're I think we're we have the most merchant adoption of major merchants of any Bitcoin company, and we just launched a little over a year ago.
That bro, that is amazing. That I appreciate you clarifying that up. And I just wanted to go into so your business. So the business model, I understand the business model. How were you able to get around the money transmitter license? Since technically you operate the wallet, but once you reach a certain level, we can take it out of the wallet. So how were you able to get through that?
So yeah, if you look at the qualifications for being a money transmitter, we actually intentionally do not fit we do not fit the need to be a money transmitter, where nobody is buying or selling Bitcoin on our platform. Thus, we're not a money transmitter. So because you're earning Bitcoin and it's through a rebate, we don't need to be a money transmitter for quite a while. When we get into the business of buying and selling Bitcoin, I think we will have to be a money transmitter at
Mm,
that point, but we're intentionally trying to reduce the amount of KYC that people have to do to get involved in the space, because it is a deterrent. When you sign up for an exchange and it takes a whole week for KYC, and it adds to the cumbersome process of like getting into Bitcoin, I think it detracts a lot of people that normally would have just come on board and like signed up with a wallet. But if
right.
you're just signing up with a wallet and there's no Bitcoin in it, then it's not very fun for you. So part
Mm.
of Lolli's goal is to create the most active Bitcoin wallet, and by doing that, or in doing that, we have to create a rewards wallet. So I think that the more that you can earn at more moments, the better of an experience it is for the end user.
Okay, perfect. And I do like how you say you talk about the end user and how your app is actually very easy to use and very simple, and how the Coinbases and the Geminis have that simple, easy look, because essentially they look like a mobile app bank. Now that's how they look like now, and it's really easy to transfer over. But with you guys, all I have to do is download a plugin on my Chrome browser or my Firefox browser and do this regular thing that I've always been doing, is shopping online on how many did you say again? Like 900 plus?
Yeah, we have just over 950. We're
Oh,
trying to get to 1,000. That's our goal.
yeah, that's a go. And so funny story, just to do a funny story in there. So I was using the Lolli app and I felt so silly because I've used it twice on Sam's Club, and I was getting frustrated because I'm like, where's my sats? I'm trying to stack these sats. Where are they? And I was using it on the Brave browser, and I'm like,
Ah,
oh, I feel so stupid because I spent at least like $400 because I'm buying groceries for me and my girlfriend every like 2 weeks, and I'm like, oh, this. And then I got the email from either it was you or I forget who's your communications, and they're like, oh, it doesn't work on the Brave. Brave has to fix their system. But we're working on Chrome perfectly and
yeah.
Mozilla, and I was like, oh, I feel like an idiot. I feel so stupid. So just tell me more about like that ease of use of just clicking on the button and going to your favorite websites like Sam's Club, like Walmart, like how many other big retailers do you guys have? I know you got a lot.
We got a lot. So let's see. I mean, there's
Tons.
geez, I mean,
Tons.
950. I think the biggest you mentioned. So we've got Walmart, we've got hotels.com,
Yes.
Priceline, Ulta, Macy's, um,
Ulta.
Sephora, like uh, booking.com, Bloomingdale's, like you name it. We're probably working with them.
Right.
So yeah, you can really shop just about anywhere and earn Bitcoin back there. We're not live on Brave yet. Brave blocks communication between us and our merchants.
Right. That's
Some
that's
people have
their fault.
reported that if you turn down the shields and then make your purchase, but I just we can't endorse that because it's just not a great experience for the user. So
Right.
Chrome and Firefox are the two browsers that we work on perfectly. And then I always encourage people to like look on their browser extension to see what the exclusions are for each merchant. So if you before you make a purchase, like some people just like to earn passively and they don't want to deal with all the exclusions and they just shop as they normally would. Some people they want to shop at different merchants and they ask us, they're like, hey, I'm shopping for groceries. Where can I earn the most back? And our customer support team will tell you. Some people we recommend that you actually like use the extension. It drops down and you see all the exclusions that you have in place, and you can read through those if you really want.
Okay. Now, there was a little hiccup with Alibaba, and it's a issue that happens a lot in the cryptocurrency space. But I saw that you guys put a Medium article out and explained everything that happened, and it was really more on Alibaba's end, on Alibaba's part, that they didn't communicate properly. And so, how do you feel, in the sense of why wouldn't a merchant want to partner with you guys? It just seems like a no-brainer.
That's what we think, but every merchant's different, and I think it's important to sort of like zoom out and look at the more macro problems with it. They were the first Chinese merchant that we've ever worked with,
Okay.
and there's a lot going on in China right now with them banning Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies as they roll out their own national currency,
CBDCs.
digital currency.
Yeah.
And so I think it didn't really have to do much with Lolli. It had to deal more with China and the pressure that they have coming from China. Like we've announced countless merchants in the U.S. never had an issue. We've announced
Right.
partnerships with over 950 partners, and everybody loves it. We're sending new users their way. People are earning Bitcoin. Like there's not really been an issue until this one. So we'd love to have them back on the platform at some point. And to be honest, is like I feel like we were doing them a favor. We
Exactly.
they're coming into the US. They want to attract a US consumer, and we have a lot of users that use Lolli, and we're going to choose them over Amazon. So it's up to them if they wanted to, join us or not. I felt like we were sort of doing them a favor by,
Right.
bringing them on the platform. People that shopped, they still earn their Bitcoin for Singles Day. So it was just like a limited time partnerships, and then AliExpress was live for several months. We never did an announcement around it because we were just testing it, but we had a lot of people earn a lot of Bitcoin from shopping at AliExpress for our partnership that lasted 3 months before Alibaba.com.
Right. Okay. So, I want to just spread a little more. So, talk about more about getting out of the U.S. Since I see that was like your first step. I know you've been like trying to get to, I believe, was it Africa or like other countries.
We want to go everywhere.
Okay.
Bitcoin is inherently international. So
Right.
I think probably the next market for us to go to, the biggest demand right now is Canada. And a lot of our merchants serve both US and Canada naturally. We don't have to like go do that much more business development to go get more merchants in different places. So for Canada, for other countries and just continents, like they have whole other merchants that they work with. So really, I think like Canada's probably next, and then I mean honestly, it's like whoever demands Lolli next. Like if we have our friends in Australia asking for it, if we have people in Thailand asking for it, we're going to go there next. So the real answer is just like our users really drive adoption, and I think that like we do like sentiment analysis when like I ask like our users on Twitter all the time. It's like try Lolli, as you mentioned. I ask everybody, hey, where do you want us to go next? And we tally up all the places that people are asking us, and then everyone that asks us in support of like, when UK, when India. I'll go wherever like our users are demanding us to go. So we're working hard on expanding internationally, but we've executed really well in the US, and so now we have good reason to expand internationally.
Okay, good. And I really do appreciate the fact that you're really community based. Like a lot of, I guess, crypto based, Bitcoin based companies, startups aren't really community based. They're really more institutional focused, VC hunting. But you guys, you're vocal on Twitter, you're vocal on social media platforms, just reaching out saying, "Hey, community, what do you want?" And I
Mhm.
think that's really more of like what's actually really driving your project because you've got a really good foothold in the crypto community space. Like I'm not trying to big you up a little too much, but you've got like the
No,
big
I
dick
appreciate
energy, man. You got the big dick energy.
Hype
Everyone's
man.
like, that we'll go to them. Who wants us? Like, we're doing them a favor. And I'm like, he sounds so disrespectful with it. Like, wherever we want to go. But I love it. I love it. I love the confidence. I really do. I try
love
to
your
strive.
energy and enthusiasm, and also appreciate you doing the research and you know, taking a look at us. It's awesome.
Oh yeah, definitely. So now just some analytical questions real quick. So when it comes to like what you have, like shopping stores like Ulta, you have, so that's like makeup beauty store, then you have Sam's Clubs, groceries and things like that. What sector, I guess, demographic in that gets the most attraction, gets the most traffic? There we go. That's the word I'm looking for. I'm sorry. Yeah.
So travel and essentials are sort of our two biggest. So things like grocery, toilet paper, and then
Everyday
your
needs.
essentials, like the things that you're always getting. And then travel's huge for us. So I mean, Booking.com is great, a great partner of ours. Priceline's amazing. Hotels.com, they're all incredible, and we have a lot of people booking like holiday travel. Work travel is like a really good way to earn, because a lot of companies just, you know, they pay off, you know, people will just expense it, and so they'll stack sats and they'll expense it, which is the ultimate combo. So if you travel for
Oh,
work, you can earn like a lot of Bitcoin back on that.
definitely if the company's paying for it too. So it's like,
Exactly. Like you're
it
paying to get
reminds me.
Bitcoin.
It reminds me of the coin mine on their website. They said, "Yeah, just plug it into your office." I'm like, "Wait, what?"
Yeah.
So
It's that easy.
and so that's what I really appreciate, like how you have this energy, and it's really easy for you to have this energy, being named one of the top 100 what is it, CNBC top 100 startups in 2019, not crypto startups but startups. And
Yeah.
so how does that feel, just being able to say that?
Feels good. Our team has worked really hard, and I think you can work really hard and then get no recognition and still work hard, or you can work hard and, like, you know, get a nice little pat on the back along the way, and it feels good. I mean, nothing really changes. Like we're still like working our butt. I can cuss on there.
Of course you can.
Okay.
You're totally fine.
I don't know. It's like a family show. I don't know.
Do you not? You, hold up. I was gonna say something really stupid.
The family
But
show.
no.
It's Kinsey.
No, it's okay.
Fun for the whole family.
No, this is what is it? This is an Adult Swim channel. It's too
Okay.
late. It's too late. I've gone off deep end. I've given up, because everyone. I feel like everyone's playing by the YouTube rules to grow, and some, just like, whose podcast is it? Who came
Joe
up with
Rogan?
Stacking Sats? I believe
Matt Odell.
Matt Odell came up with Stacking Sats, and then I remember watching him on, what is it, Tales from the Crypt. I think he was on
Yeah.
Tales from the Crypt, and so I'm like, yeah, no, there needs to be a little bit more adult. Like, this is an adult thing. This is an adult, and you know, I feel like kids are gonna use this more than we are. Like, it's just a fact, because you know, I could scream to my friends. Like, I'm 28. I could scream to all my friends and family, Bitcoin, huh? No, I don't trust it. Okay, I told my little brother, oh, this is cool. It's like a video game. Yeah. It's like a video game. Just hold on to it.
Yeah.
It's hold your goblin gold forever. Don't sell your goblin gold. And so I was like, yeah, this is good. But what were you were gonna say? 'Cause, I cut you off when you said you didn't want to curse.
Oh
But
yeah, I forgot what I was about to curse about.
Don't worry about it. We'll get back to it. We'll find a way.
Yeah.
So what's coming up next for Lolli? So in the sense of, I heard rumors, I heard happenings of a mobile app, or maybe just
Yes.
easier mobile. So what's going on with that?
I'm looking at it on my phone right now.
Oh,
it's,
oh,
it's looking good.
it's looking good.
It's looking good.
Let's get like a half screen peek. Now you don't have to do that.
All right, let's see if I can share something.
Oh shit, guys, we're getting an exclusive. Oh shit. You saw it here
I don't know.
first.
I don't know.
Oh,
Next show. Next
next
show.
show. All right, next show.
Yeah.
I was going to
I just
have
saw a
no.
bug. I was gonna share, but I don't know if I can share right now.
No, no, don't.
Yeah,
It's
it's not
okay.
ready for mainstream yet. We'll do a big mobile launch with you and announce it and do like a run through and everything.
Perfect. No, I love it because I don't think you understand. If you would have showed that, it would have been over. I'd have been like, Crypto Bobby, you're trash. Everyone
Yeah,
else, you're trash. You're all trash. I got the scoop, the big
you got
scoop.
the scoop.
I got the scoop.
Love it.
Okay, so just a couple of fun questions, and then we're gonna go ahead sign off. All right, first thing, why Lolly?
Why the name?
Yeah, why Lolly?
So I grew up going to the bank with my dad, and I always hated going to the bank. It's this very like sterile, sort of like welcoming place. And then, I mean, I've had just like countless bad experiences over the years with banks, so like charging me fees, like canceling accounts, not letting me pay people if I want to pay, like, and so I think having just countless bad experiences and everything, I think the one thing that was always I always like looked forward to as a kid was like the lollipop at the end.
Oh my god.
And so I think that like if Bitcoin is the bank of the future, the only thing that's missing is like that feel good moment with Bitcoin. It's like really at its core, it's sort of difficult to like understand, but if you sort of think about it as just like that reward, that like sort of lollipop at the end, like that's what Bitcoin's missing. So that's what Lolly and the means, and that's what the team is after to try to make Bitcoin fun, make it enjoyable, and let people earn it, and create their first wallet.
Okay, good, good, good. All right, that's actually an amazing story. Now that I think about it, I'm like, oh yeah, they always have the candy for the kids. It's always there. It was a thing. All
Always
right.
there. It's in nostalgia too. Like, do you remember going to the bank and like looking forward to that lollipop?
Look, every time. See, the doctor was the terrible one because
Oh
I go to
yeah,
the doctor and get the lollipop, but you just put me through hell. But the
yeah.
bank, I'm here stealing Tootsie Rolls. I'm sorry. I was, because the lollipop, I know I always, they always had a lollipop that had the Tootsie Roll in the middle, and they would give that. And then they would have the little tray with the little chocolate Tootsie Rolls themselves. And I would
Mhm.
just stick my hand. I'm a big guy, clearly. So I just stuck my hand in there and took like 4 or 5. And I'm like, and then she'd come out with a big bag and just refill it and smile and laugh. And I'd be like, yeah, you knew what I came for. I
Yeah.
appreciate you. Thank you. Thank you. All right. Your top 3 coins other than Bitcoin.
Oh
Cause
no.
cause you
I
have I'm not gonna lie, you
I
have
mean,
that
I mean, I just
maximalist.
like I like Bitcoin. I just haven't seen anything that has shown that it has more value.
Mm,
I will say my other favorite projects are ones I do believe in stablecoins.
okay, good.
I think that stablecoins are going to be a really important part of the financial future, foreseeable financial future. I think all roads lead to Bitcoin, and Bitcoin is still the best and has proven its value to society in the biggest way. I think that stable coins are really interesting to me because in order for like I have this whole thesis about the future of financial technology, and a lot of it revolves around payments. And
Mhm.
because for the foreseeable future, people are not going to want to spend something that's making them money. They want to spend something that's like stable. And for most of the world, they don't have the U.S. dollar. They don't have access to the U.S. dollar. And us in the U.S., we have the most stable currency being the U.S. dollar. So we've sort of like it's it may not even like we might not even adopt stable coins before the rest of the world does. But if you're in a country that has an extremely volatile currency, then your country's currency is not going to be as valuable as a stable coin that you can peg to the U.S. dollar, to you can peg to the Chinese yen, or peg to Bitcoin, whatever, or just buy Bitcoin. Whatever you're doing is like I think all the currencies are going to consolidate, and largely because stablecoins are going to be so pervasive. Ultimately, I think that as we like lead into this world of abundance of and like we have enough resources for everybody to like live happily, sort of this like utopia. I think we'll transition more to a sound money, more to a currency similar to Bitcoin, or probably just Bitcoin in the future. So that's my thesis. And so yeah,
Okay.
I think there's some cool stablecoin projects out there that I'm keeping an eye on that we may implement if they ever became.
Yeah, that's exactly where I was going with it. Yeah. I was like, is there ever going to be like a DAI integration? Because right now that's my favorite stable coin, just
Okay,
DAI.
interesting. Yeah.
And so I'm like, is there ever going to be like an integration with that with your wallets? Probably in the future, possibly.
Yeah, I think that it won't look like DAI. It'll just be a currency that like is native to like connecting with the merchant. So I actually like Bitcoin is the best brand. It's also the best like currency or store of value and cryptocurrency. But I think it's like more interesting. Like stablecoins are interesting in that like if I can go back to Walmart, if I can go back to Booking.com, and I can say accept Bitcoin or accept a currency, and they have to have a reason to do it. And right now the reason is like they're getting killed with credit card fees and banking fees, and I estimate that it's probably around 12% with like chargebacks and everything. That is the sort of the tax that everyone pays by just using fiat rails. So if we can remove fiat rails and just use a stable coin or just use Bitcoin or whatever makes sense at that time, then that saves the consumer 12%. It saves the merchant 12%. And that's where we completely flip this entire financial system on its head. And I think we have a good shot at doing that. We have the merchants on board and we're making them a lot of money right now. And we have users. So I'd love to be a huge part of that financial future. And I think we have a good shot at it.
All right, perfect. All right, final question. Totally off the rails. When hyper Bitcoinization happens, are you going to be in the Citadel with your big titty bitches and all your riches?
Wow, heart. That's a good question.
Are you
I
going to
don't know.
be in the
I love
Citadel?
joking about the Citadel. I love joking about it. I I don't know. I kind of like. I don't think I would. I mean, I don't know. I don't as much. I'm in the space of like making money, and I'm like building a startup, and um, I don't care too much about like money, to be honest, about like my own money. I think I'm like very happy with just having good friends, good people around me, building cool technology that's like I think changing the world. And so I honestly like I would I don't know if I'll have all that, but
It's okay.
maybe I'll just give it away. I don't know. Maybe I'll like
Okay.
I'll share it. But you can have
No,
my Citadel. How about that?
yes, yes, I'll take your Citadel, please. Give me your Citadel. But actually, I said that was the last question, but you brought up something and it really hit me. If you're not in it for the money, why do you do it?
I love building, and I like the idea of building a better future. I want to build something that helps our species, like helps humanity. I think that there's a lot of problems with our current financial system, and I think that the entire world is so disconnected. Even though we have the ability to all be connected, it's we're disconnected by borders. We're disconnected by who we are, where we were born, and I just want to live in a world where we're not dealing with that in my lifetime. I think that Bitcoin is the first currency, the first asset that has connected the entire world through a currency. Everyone
Ooh.
in the world that has an internet connection, which is a great deal of people, has the ability to own this asset. Like we've never in the world had that like technology to be able to trade and buy and sell seamlessly all over the world in every single country with the same asset. So I think that we are not too far off from that future that I want to live in. And I'm just not the type of person that just wants to like live in the world. I also want to build it because no one else is doing it. And it's like, I love it. This is like what makes me get up every day. It's like, it's exciting. And I hope to like leave a better future for the next generation.
Oh, you know what? That we have to end it off there. You got the perfect teddy bear loving. We have to save the world. We have to end it right there. So Alex, tell everybody, where can they find you, man? Where can they get this information? And tell them that they should get this Lolli app if it's the last thing they do.
So you can download the Lolli extension for Chrome and Firefox on lolli.com. Check us out on Twitter. Like Kenzie said, we're super active. We are always listening, always commenting. We're giving out tons of free Bitcoin, not just from shopping, but like fun contests and giveaways. We've got, I think, pretty sick memes. And so,
Look,
like,
in my head, I'm sorry. In my head, I'm like, oh, their social media dude has to be black. This is crazy. I'm like, whoa, like, I'm actually laughing. I'm like, oh my god, who's on the Twitter feed? But keep going. I'm sorry.
No comment. That's good.
But yeah, so mainly Twitter, Instagram,
Yeah,
because I
come
just
for the
got the
Bitcoin
Instagram
safe
follow.
memes. Yeah.
All right, perfect.
And
All
then
right.
yeah, it's try Lolli is our Twitter, and then yeah, just like, I mean, we're super open. Like, everybody knows now, like, what we're after. We're trying to change the world. We're trying to give Bitcoin to everybody, and we're having a lot of fun doing it. So yeah, like, let me know, like, what you guys want to see, and be on the lookout for our mobile app. And then we've just, because the holidays are right around the corner, we have a ton of new partnerships that we're announcing over the next month or so. We've got tons of like Black Friday deals, Cyber Monday deals that our merchants are working exclusively with us to roll out. So there's like tons of ways. Like, if you've never had Bitcoin before, there's like tons of ways to earn Bitcoin, and I think we've created the easiest way to do it. So first of all, like, Kenzie, thank you so much for having me on. And again, love your energy, love everything you're doing for the Bitcoin space. And I think the most important part is education. And then once people are educated, then we can go give them free Bitcoin. So thank you for everything you do.
Oh no, perfect. And thank you so much for jumping on the channel. Guys, like I said, follow them, social media, try Lolli, Instagram, funny memes. But other than that, guys, check me out next time. Take it easy. Peace. Oh, ref link in the comments below. Gotta chill
That's
it.
right.